So here you are. I want to talk a little bit. We're going to 15 minutes with him. We'll bring up Chelsea's co-star, one of the people starring in, in what he's building, and then 5 minutes for something special. So stick around for that. But so you started with shorts, right? Talk about your origin story and why shorts and what got you started doing that.
Sure. Hey everyone, I'm Alan, Chikin Chow from Alan's Universe. And I got started making videos as a way to connect with my family. When I went to college, my mom and dad, who are here right now, they moved to a little town in West Virginia with no friends or family, so I started making videos just as a way to make my mom laugh. And it's gone from my mom to over 100 million followers across all platforms. And now we have a studio in Burbank, 10,000 square foot, where we film all our content, and an amazing team that I work with on the entire production. So it's been an amazing and great growth.
So let's talk about that path. And by the way, in Burbank, in LA, next to Darman, next to the Mythical guys, you're like right in the center of it. So talk about how you went from just being that creator trying to entertain your parents to being a studio operator. Like what led you to say, I'm gonna get some space, I'm gonna build some sets, and I'm gonna do an amazing thing and build really big programs?
Sure, yeah. Everything happened pretty organically. It was in service to the content and the people around me. So when we were doing short form content, I didn't need a big studio or a big set because it was just me and my phone. When we started doing our long form series, Alan's Universe, which I'm gonna ask you guys all to be a part of today, when we started filming that, we actually got an 800 square foot, 1-bedroom apartment that we built a fake classroom inside of. And we built like a little cafe in the tiny sliver, like literally this big, right outside of the apartment. So that's what we were using to shoot our series for like a whole year. But as the series started to get bigger and as it started to gain more views, our team started to expand. So it went from about like 6 to 8 people to now about 20 people, some of them here today. And we were all like stuck in this 800 square foot apartment, like bumping like our hips to like the tables and things like that. And the reason why we got the studio was really just to create a better environment for the team and for us making content.
How long did it take you once you're like, we're getting a studio, we got the studio, we signed the lease, to go from the apartment to the studio?
Yeah, so when we started Alan's Universe, we were filming in the apartment for about 1 year. And after a year, that's when we moved to the studio. It's relatively fast, I think, for a creator to be moving from like a bedroom to a studio in that time. But it just goes to show that our fans really love the series because from the beginning, it really, really took off very fast.
Tell me, how many sets do you have now? You had 2 in the apartment. How many sets do you have now that you use?
Yeah, we have about 10, 12 sets in our Burbank studio. We built a classroom, a cafe, a boys' bedroom, a girls' bedroom. I'm really thankful because we used to use my bedroom to film, and I would wake up and like the lights would all have changed colors. I would like pull open my drawer, and instead of like forks and knives and pans, there would be like scripts and props, and like it was crazy. And so yeah, we have about 10 to 15 sets now.
You ever go back to the studio and just go to sleep and be like, I just want to pretend that I'm back in my apartment again?
yeah. You know what? I love our studio. It's a very comforting place. The smell, the feel, like all the furniture that we have there, it's like super comforting for me. Yeah.
That's cool. We had Jordan Matter up here, and Jordan and Hudson were talking about storytelling and formats, and that's sort of been a theme of the day. How did you think about developing and revising your formats, and how do you think about storytelling going from short to the sort of canvases you're painting on today?
Yeah, I think one of the really amazing things that we learned about YouTube storytelling was that there's been this trend of the beastification of YouTube where I think a lot of creators thought that you had to every 3 seconds have this like giant explosion and yell at the camera and do all this like crazy stunts in order to get the audience's attention. But what we found is our audience really falls in love with our stories. So on the YouTube graph, you can see a retention. The highest retention tends to be when me and Chelsea have our romantic moments, and when the audience is really interested in what the script and what the story is actually saying, not necessarily always if there's like a big like explosion or if there's these big kind of like moments that people think that's what you need for retention. So the story matters the most.
And how does your writing work now? I mean, I'm sure in the past it was like me, I did it all, and then I started to bring in writers. Is there a writing room? Are you pulling that together? And how are you thinking about formatting from the script perspective?
Yeah, from the beginning of Alan's Universe, my amazing director, Stepa, he has been writing the show alongside with me. So together we'll pick the idea, and then we'll write the outline, and then we go back and forth to take it from an outline into a script format. And we really spend a lot of time on the script and on the writing because like when you see it go from script to screen, really the writing is what creates the biggest retention moments and is what makes the videos successful.
So after it's written and you go through rehearsals, then you actually film it. What happens after that? Do you spend as much time obsessing over thumbnails as Mr. Beast does? Or are you like, yeah, we'll package it, we'll get it out, and we'll move on to the next one?
Yeah, I mean, we really do spend a lot of time on title and thumbnail first. Like, the packaging is really, really important because on YouTube, every single video has to grab the viewer's attention. And so we do spend a lot of time on the packaging of it all.
What are the metrics that are most important to you? What's the sort of most important metric and then others that you look at? I mean, I'm sure you're looking at tons of metrics. You probably have a data person looking at it for you, right?
Yeah, so the three metrics that are most important for YouTube long form are one, click-through rate, which is basically the title and the thumbnail, how interesting is that to the audience. The second metric is watch time, so how long did the audience watch this video? And the third metric is the retention, so seeing really on the graph what moments are the most interesting to the viewer and what moments did the viewer lose interest.
When you look at those retention graphs and you say, you've been working and writing and doing all this and you put it out there and you put it out in the universe and all of a sudden you see like a fall off or something, how do you then go back and apply that the next time you're doing it? What do you learn from script writing to filming to retention to putting it out there to making those consistent improvements?
Yeah, I think we really pay attention to where the audience falls off, and we can use that to build and iterate the next video. So that's the great thing about YouTube. So for example, our series in the beginning, we used to not talk. Like we literally had 12 minutes of content and we wouldn't say anything because our goal was to be a global show to reach people of all different languages. And then when we started to talk, actually we noticed that the audience like started to watch it more. People would comment, I want to watch it more, and a spike would come when we would talk. And so we're like, okay, obviously we can talk. Yeah, let's talk more. But then when we talked too much, and it was like the same point over and over and over, the audience actually would fall off. So we realized we have to create dialogue that's important to the story.
In traditional television, I've worked in traditional TV, a lot of time they'll go out, they'll gang shoot an entire series, and then it won't make it on air for a year. You're doing it over and over and over again, so that constant improvement is there. But as you spend more time building things that go into distribution and windowing and other things, do you find that your lead time is expanding so you can't react as quickly?
I think that is true in some cases. Like with short form content, we used to be able to like shoot it and then the next kind of day we would post the content. Some of the creators here, like if you shoot a skit, you would post it almost immediately. For our videos, it is about 5 months from the end of shooting day to the posting date. So the lead time is a little longer, but that's just what it takes when you have a show of bigger scale or videos of bigger scale. Yeah.
So let's talk about monetization because you've got a big studio, you got to pay for it somehow. So narrative on YouTube historically has had trouble attracting a lot of good sponsors because, as we heard from Jordan Matter, it's that connection matters, that like I know what your dog's name is, I know what color your bedroom is. Very different in the narrative world. How has it been bringing brands along for the ride?
I think it's really interesting that brands have a hard time with scripted content because if you think about any TV show or any movie, when they have product placement, that's like a really big way that TV shows and movies monetize. It's the same thing, but on YouTube. Actually, we're here in Macau, sponsored by the Macau Tourism Board, and we're creating a great video like here in Macau together with showing the city. And so right now in this very moment, we're doing an episode that is sponsored. So it's a great example of how the tide is changing and how brands are open to working with scripted content.
And how do you keep your scripted stuff pure where you've got a brand that's coming along with you on the sponsorship side? How do you think about that?
I think it just comes down to the writing. So the episode that we have releasing, like that we're shooting, is about my character who is a secret billionaire from Macau who comes to Los Angeles, falls in love, and brings his girlfriend to Macau with him and keeps his identity a secret. So it's just in the writing, it's natural. Nothing about that seems like that's unnatural. You know, like I think really interweaving it is a great example.
Yeah, you got to bring it in that way. You now distribute on a lot of different places. You window out, you put on, more traditional television sites. How do you think about creating content, when to put it on YouTube, when to put it on other platforms, when to maybe take it off other platforms?
Yeah, we're really, really focused on YouTube first. YouTube long form is our primary goal, and YouTube Shorts. We're close to 100 million subscribers. Everyone go subscribe.
Don't forget to like, follow, comment, subscribe.
So we really just think about YouTube first.
Yep.
And we have some conversations ongoing right now with a streaming platform, which is very exciting. But for our show, Alan's Universe, we just think about YouTube.
So 20 employees, something like that there. When did you first realize you were actually a CEO of a startup?
I don't really consider myself like a CEO, really just like the leader of a great team. We have an amazing group of people, and it all came really organically. Like as our show grew, as the scale of what we were filming grew, our team just got bigger and bigger. And so I think stepping into that position of a leader has been something very interesting and something I am continuing to learn every single day.
Yeah, I see this with creators who start building businesses. They've never been mentored. They've never worked for anybody. I don't know if that's your case, but it's tough. It's tough to go from like I'm making content, all of a sudden I've got all these people that I'm responsible for.
Yeah, but it's a really great position of privilege, and I don't take it lightly. I think it's something very important to be a leader, not just in my team, but in the content space in general. So yeah, every day we're continuing to grow and learn together.
Who was your first hire?
My first hire, my first hire was somebody to help me post my content, because ironically, even though I am a social media creator, I don't like spending a lot of time on my phone because I feel like it can be very addicting. So the first person I ever hired was somebody to help me post onto TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, etc., so that I wouldn't have to pull up the app, post it, and then like get addicted to like the.
All of a sudden, your alerts would go off and more stuff would come in. You'd be like,
Exactly.
Oh no, wait, and the video doesn't go up.
Yeah.
For like 3 days, you're like, wait, what did I do?
Yeah, you open the app and you're like, why did I open this app in the first place?
So if you think about it, who are the key members of your team right now? The key things that you've been able to sort of push off to other people to do?
Yeah, we have a great team of multiple people. So for example, right now, sitting at this table, a director, a director Stepa, art director Roma, a gaffer and head of G&E, Ilya, and the line producer, Laith. So those departments are the main departments that we have teams under. So creative, coordination, art department and wardrobe, and then camera and G&E. And then we also have editors as well.
Do you outsource your sales, your sponsorship sales and other stuff, or there's stuff that you keep in-house?
For brand deals and for external partnerships, I am represented by CAA and Underscore.
Okay, cool. So they're taking care of that. I really quickly want to just get your read on TikTok and other things going on there. It looks like TikTok may come back, may not. I know you've been more on shorts, but how do you look at, you've been planning for a TikTok ban. How do you de-risk your organization based on political or geographic or other things that might happen?
Yeah, I think it's smart for any creator to be omnipresent on every single platform, so that if one platform has an algorithm change or anything like that, you still have multiple layers of income streams so that you're not primarily reliant on any single platform for your entire career. I think at this point now we have a huge following on every platform. So the way I think about it is not only do we want to have a content first show, we should have businesses in multiple verticals. So we have a content business, we have a product business, we have a streaming show business, we have a music business. That is taking that same mentality of growing the business and creating different revenue streams and different lifelines to another level.
Yeah, so building out that franchise and thinking of yourself as a franchise builder is kind of where you're at right now, right? What are some of the areas where you want to take the universe? What are some of the different places you want to go with it?
Yeah, so we have a great partnership coming up for a new music group. Super excited. We're having conversations for a new streaming series. So super excited for those two main categories. And then lastly is product. And we're looking for a really, really great product that our audience will love. So not just merch like, cups with Alan's Universe on it, but something like that's real, like a food or beverage, a skincare, something really useful day to day for our audience to consume and treat our channel like the distribution or the marketing for it.
Yeah, trying to get that product community fit and then product creator fit is so important and so hard for creators.
Yeah.
All right, well, I want to bring up Chelsea Sick right now. I'm not going to do as good a job as Dom did, but Chelsea, give it up for Chelsea right here, actress, creator, originally from Malaysia, the lead star of Alan's Universe. And I'm going to move this chair up.
Surprise, I'm not actually blue.
All right. Okay, hi, Chelsea. Welcome. Now we've got the two right here together. So Chelsea, talk about your journey. How did you get into Alan's Universe?
So I actually met Alan in college. And I actually was born and raised in Malaysia. So at the age of 15, my dad and my family supported me to chase my dream. To come to the US, I went to an arts boarding high school called the Idlewild Arts Academy. And then I went to USC for BFA in acting. And I met Alan at USC, and the rest is history.
Nice. So you've done traditional acting, and also now you're part of this. Talk about the differences between working on traditional sets and traditional productions versus on working something like the Universe.
Yeah, so honestly, I feel like wherever I'm at, if I'm acting, it doesn't matter what platform I'm on, I'm going to give it my A game, and I'm working with people I love. And at the end of the day, it might be a different scale, different people, different stories, but at the end of the day, for me, bottom line is it's the same.
And so how do you guys work on character development and script development and putting it out? I mean, is it a real collaboration on this, or is it you show up, here are my lines, and I do it?
I think we read the script, we do our prep separately, and then we come on set and we're like, actually, why not do this way? And like, does that make sense if we do it this way? And it's very free-flowing, and we collab, like on the spot, actually. And I think you can't really prepare for everything all the time. So when we work, we're very present, and we are very open to overcoming any challenges that comes up.
And Chelsea's like super, super prepared always. Like she always has all her lines down. She's really studied her script really well. Like I think that it's so amazing to have a friend who's also a real trained professional actress. Because when it comes to us, sometimes we have to shoot really fast, shoot really under pressure, and have a lot of changes. Like for example, when we were shooting here in Macau, we moved to different locations for something we thought was going to be here, and then we are now here, and the sunlight's going down, so we have to shoot really, really quickly. And because Chelsea is a professional trained actress, so good at what she does, like we can always rely on her to like execute on the character perfectly.
Thank you. That was so nice. Well, thank you for the trust and the belief. Honestly, that is like the secret sauce. And that's like when I first got the honor to work with Alan, I 100% trusted his vision, and I had so much belief in him. And whatever he wanted to do, I'm like, okay, let's do it. Jump, how high? So thank you. I think it goes both ways.
How do you guys think about building characters that resonate globally and not just, in the US or somewhere? Like, how do you think about character development, character creation, and really having your character appeal around the world?
For characters that resonates a lot of the time, I just really think about human beings as a whole. and the truth and the deep understanding of everyone, because we're here trying to give voice and to people's stories. And so I think at the end of the day, it's just really learning people around you.
And in terms of the globalization of our show, our team is super diverse, and we have team members from all over the world. Chelsea's from Malaysia. I was born and raised in America, but my family's from Hong Kong. Our team is from Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, like all different areas of the world are really represented in our team. So sometimes there is a cultural reference that I grew up with that's super American that I don't realize is super American, but when the other members of the team they don't know what I'm talking about, we know not to include that in the scripts because a global audience wouldn't know, like, oh, snap, or like something, I don't know, something that only I know growing up and is very niche to my American upbringing.
Yeah, I put Mr. Rogers up there earlier in a video I did. Nobody here knows Mr. Rogers. You guys probably don't even know Mr. Rogers. But I have an interesting thought. So, YouTube, and we had Jordan Matter up here and his son, and they were talking about being in Target and the way he and his son and his daughter were interacting. People behind them were like, you guys are just like the people in the video. And that is a lot of what YouTube is, right? It's like people just being themselves, and people join their community because they want to be friends, they want to be connected. You're playing parts. And when people come up to you, and they're like, because they see you in it, I saw it happen out there, how do they react? I mean, you're not your character. How do they react, and how do you manage that? It's very different.
I think the characters that we play are pretty similar to
close
our
enough, yeah.
real personalities. So when the fans come up and they say hi, I think it is pretty close to our real personalities. And that being said, I think it is really cool that we have a scripted show because we get to dive into characters that are fantastical, that are not of this world, and show off our acting skills. But I think our characters always really contain the essence of who we are.
So that's really important that you sort of have that natural connection to your inner, I guess, person as you build it out. Yeah, I mean, as narrative develops, it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. All right, so you're out here traveling. You're doing a show in Macau. Have you done a lot of remotes like this?
This is our first time shooting not in America.
Okay.
And so we're really excited, and it really feels like a big new episode with a lot of new visuals, and we're all like really, really blown away by this city and this town and how simultaneously modern and historical it is. So yeah, it's the first time that Alan's universe is out of its universe.
Out of it, that's good. And so, yes, that's awesome. Will you take it to other universes? I guess that's probably the wrong way to look at it. But now that you've figured out how to do it here, what did you take? What did you bring? Do you feel like you can take it to other places around the world? Do you want to? Or is it like, oh, I'm going to be so happy to get back to my studio?
How have you liked this experience?
We want to. Woo, that's Mr. Worldwide, Alan Universe Worldwide. And I think one thing that we really care about is like people in our audience. So to experience their home countries, their cultures, and say hi to them in person. So we would love to do more and explore.
So I guess next stop KL, right?
Yes, let's make it happen. Everyone, talk to us after.
Next up, KL. All right, so look, we're about there real quickly. What is next for you guys? Anything you want to announce? Anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to pre-announce for all of us special people?
Well, we have an amazing episode of Alan's Universe that's set here in Macau, and I would love for you guys to be a part of it if you guys are down.
You guys want to be a part of it?
Okay, cool.
All right, it's your show now, and I'm just going to sit here and do whatever you want me to. This
okay,
is great.
Amazing. Well, I'm going to ask you actually to go sit at this table right here,
all right.
and I'm going to explain to you guys what the plot of this is, okay? So in the story, my character is like a crazy rich Asian. He is a secret billionaire who goes to a school in Los Angeles, falls in love with Chelsea, and then lies about his identity to her so he can find true love. And now he's here in Macau, and he has to prove his true love to her by creating an app. Okay? And so you guys are an audience of investors who are listening to my speech, and afterwards you want to invest. So we're going to put a logo up here of the of the app that I created called Love Anywhere. And if you guys are down to be in the video, please make your way to these tables right here. Raise your hand. I'm going to force you guys to do it. Okay, yes. All right, couple of you guys have a seat at that table right there. Oh, not there. Seba can direct you. And then a couple of individuals sitting right here. Yes, yeah. Can I ask you to sit right in this table right here? Yeah, this chair right here. If you guys want to be in the video, actually either sit at this table right here or sit at that table back there. Yeah. Hudson, you can't be in it. Oh, actually, yeah, you can. No, you can, because you're an investor that said yes. Oh, so you guys, I would say Jim actually sat at this table right here. Over there? Yes, okay. Thank you. And thank you for being such a great host. All right, cool. All right, let me know when everything is set. And I am going to go into a speech. And then after the speech, I'm going to see Chelsea, and she's going to forgive me. So Chelsea, if you can stand back there. All right, cool. So cameras are rolling. Cool. I'm going to put my mic down because I didn't have it when we filmed our other coverage. So I'll speak very loudly. All right, everyone, and action. Hi, everyone. It's me, Alan, Macau's billionaire bachelor, and I'm here to unveil my new app, Love Anywhere. You know, my mom always says, true love can be found through 6 virtues: bravery, family values, compassion, patience, talent, and forgiveness. This app matches you with your one true love using those 6 virtues. Recently, I found the almost perfect girl. But it's time to test the 6th virtue, forgiveness. Chelsea, I'm sorry for not telling you the full truth, but this is who I really am. But I'm also the same boy that fell in you. Sorry? But I'm also the same boy that fell in love with you at A school. My love for you is real. Do you forgive me?
Yes, I forgive you.
Love Anywhere! Thank you, everyone, for being a part of our show.
Thank you. Give it up. Give it up for Alan. Give it up for Chelsea. Give it up for Creator Week. Thank you guys so much. That was good. That was amazing. I think we're done. Are we done?
I think we're done.
All right, we're
Thank
done.
you guys so much.
Give it up for these guys. We're going to move on to our
Appreciate
next
the
session.
interaction. Episode comes out in November, so go check it out when it comes out. Thank you guys.